we have become so detached from the seasons that you've got the same fruits and the same vegetables in your supermarket all year round, haven't you? You know, and seasonality isn't very often celebrated, and yet things do not taste the same all year round. And if you're eating out of season produce, it's been flown from somewhere, it's clocked up the air miles, it's maybe been refrigerated, it's not got the same level of life force energy as it's got if it's been harvested locally, or even in your garden if you get there before the birds or the deer. But it's not got that same vibrancy, I don't think, or the same flavour as actual sun-ripened fruit and veg. So it's really a kind of a nod to the bountiful nature of the goddess, and to being mindful of what's seasonal. Now, I don't think any of us can eat seasonally all the time. I just don't think the world is set up like that anymore. And it would be quite a strain to say, well, I'm only going to eat what's locally produced and seasonal. I think that's trying to turn the clock right back, and we would struggle. But when you get seasonal produce, whether it's in the shops, or whether it's in your garden, or whether it's foraged from the hedgerow, or in a farm shop, make the most of it while it's there and appreciate it. So we are going to do a little bit of mindful eating as a thank you and a gratitude practice. I would suggest to you, because eating on camera is probably not your thing, you can leave it on if you want. I would but honestly, I don't mind. I would suggest to you that you might want to turn your camera off. You won't be on the recording anyway, because obviously it's the background camera. So you're going to do a little mindful eating practice, starting, as I did manage to stop myself, and I have still got a plum, which is good news. Whatever piece of fruit you happen to have. And I say, whether you've got your camera on or off, I don't mind. So first thing is to really look at the piece of fruit that you've selected. So have a look at the shape, have a look at the size and the colour and the texture. Have a feel of how that fruit actually feels in your hand, the weight of it. And consider the sheer grace that has actually led to this moment of you holding this piece of fruit. Consider that there had to be a flower, and that flower needed pollination, and that it was only when that flower was pollinated that the fruit could set. And then there had to be enough water and sunlight for that fruit to swell and to grow and to ripen. Think of the grace of the goddess that has gone into each piece of fruit, and this one specifically. And just feel that gratitude starting to come just for this single piece of fruit. And now it may not, but notice, does your fruit have any fragrance before you bite into it? It may not. It might be very subtle, it might be strong. And close your eyes to focus your attention now as you take a bite. Hold that bite in your mouth just for a few moments to appreciate the taste. And then when you chew, notice how much more flavour and maybe juice gets released. And notice all the sensations around your mouth before you swallow. And maybe you can sniff your piece of fruit again if you've got some left. Depends on the size of your fruit. And notice if there's a fragrance now you've bitten into it. And I invite you to continue to eat bite, bite, bite in this mindful way with your eyes closed, taking your attention inwards. You can peep at the fruit to see the change in colour. Maybe the colour of the flesh is different to the colour of the outside. But then close your eyes to focus on the flavour and the texture in your mouth. And you'll be surprised how long one piece of fruit can take to eat when you're being mindful of it. And as you consider the fruit, think of the wider abundance that you experience in your life. And know that you're allowed to take the time to really enjoy it. You're allowed to savour it just as you are savouring the piece of fruit. Don't rush, but once you finish, in your mind or out loud, give thanks to the Earth Mother for the blessing of this fruit. And give thanks to her for all of the abundance that you have in your life. It's all from her. And ask that all your days may be equally well provided for, or even more abundant, as you appreciate what you have. And then when you're ready, you can bring your awareness back. And into this, I did actually say it might be an idea to put something out for the wildlife, whether it's a piece of fruit or some grains for the birds, whatever it might be. Put a little bit of fruit out to say, I've got enough to share. I don't need to hoard everything to myself. I can share my abundance. Or gift some food to the food bank. Or, some symbolic act that says, not only am I feeling abundant, but I have enough to let it flow on to others as well.